So what do you do when the legs you need for your IKEA desk are sold out and the next shipment won't be in for another month? You make your own. I'll show you how. So I'm going with this 2x2 pine. I had Lowe's cut it down to 30 inches each leg, which actually ended up being way too tall. At the time, I didn't consider what chair I would be using. So if you do end up doing this project, keep that in mind. Figure out what chair you'll be using, because that will ultimately determine how tall you would like your desk to be. This is one of those projects where you definitely want to make sure your wood is as straight as possible. You do not want wobbly legs on your desk. The main items you'll need are 4 metal table leg top plates, 4 wood hanger bolts, and then, of course, your Ikea Linnmon Desk tabletop. First thing we're going to do is sand these legs down and prep them for paint. I started with an 80 grit sandpaper and then finished with a 220. I am sanding each side, including the top and the bottom of each leg. It was actually really nice for my son to come out and help me, considering the fact that this desk is actually for him. I went to IKEA wanting to find a desk that was cheap and easy to put together. And everyone else had the same idea, because of course they were completely out of the legs and the next shipment wasn't coming in for another month. And me being the impatient person that I am, I wanted a more immediate solution. So therefore, here we are. As I mentioned before, I originally had these legs cut way too long, but thankfully my neighbor was so kind to cut each leg down to 28.5 inches, and that was perfect for our desk. If you do not have an electric saw, a hand saw will work just fine. Here I am measuring exactly where I want to paint. I'm going to go about 6 inches from the bottom. Of course, you can do whatever works best for you. I'm then going to repeat this process on all 4 sides of each leg. I am now taping above each line that I marked. I'm wrapping this pretty tight and I am smoothing it out really well. This is what will make sure that my painter's line comes out really clean once I remove the tape. I only used one coat of paint. I wanted the wood grain to still show through, and I also wanted to mimic the look of the Ikea desktop. As you can see, I'm spilling paint. I am painting beyond the painter's tape, which is why I put that there. I'm getting pretty frustrated about it because I'm just being sloppy and I don't even know why. But the fix was really easy. All I had to do was sand it down. But I could have saved some time if I just wasn't being so careless and sloppy. Again, I sanded all of the surfaces where I spilled excess paint. I then removed the painter's tape while it was still wet, and after everything was dry, I went back and dusted each leg with a tack cloth to remove any debris and dust so that it was ready for my top coat. I found this Minwax Finishing Wax years ago for like $2. I had no idea what it was or how I could use it. I just figured eventually I would, and now is the time. I will say I definitely really like this stuff. It was really easy to use. I just followed the directions on the canister. It dried extremely fast, and I wanted to keep the natural wood look of the legs and not cover it, and this was perfect for that. I have used polyurethane in the past. I like that as well, but in my opinion it's really tedious and you really have to take your time with it, and this was just super easy. I will say I wouldn't use it on like a tabletop or something that has a lot of surface traffic. From the little bit of research that I did do on this, it does require more upkeep, which is not something I'm willing to do. But for some easy task or a project like this, like legs of a desk or a chair, it was perfect. I would definitely use this again. Check out that finish. I mean, like I said, this stuff is nice. It came out really, really good. As you can see here, this desk comes with pre-drilled holes. There's 5 of them, and that's intended for the original legs. So of course we have to create our own holes. I do want to point out that the original legs for this desk connect at 5 points, which makes the legs more stable. And the legs that we made only really connect at 1 point. Therefore, I had to create support bars that connect to each of the legs that made the desk more stable. And you will see that later on in the video. I really like this trick where you put a piece of tape on your drill bit to determine how deep you want to drill, because you definitely don't want to drill all the way through and put a hole on the top of your desk. Next, I drill a hole on the top of each leg for my hanger bolts to go into. These hanger bolts are definitely something that you can't just screw in by hand. So I used pliers to hold the hanger bolt. The problem with this is that the pliers can potentially mess up the threads. So really all I did was use the pliers to hold the hanger bolt in place and then turn the leg onto the hanger bolt. This method, my threads stayed intact and everything worked out really good. The key is to make sure that that hanger bolt is as straight as possible. Otherwise, your legs won't go on straight. Here you can see why it's important to make sure that hanger bolt is straight. You can see my leg is going on like crooked and really wonky. Come to find out, I did unscrew it and saw that my hanger bolt was screwed in a little crooked. So It was a simple fix, just taking it out, re-screwing it back in, and it was straight. As you can see, I did add those supports in between each leg. Unfortunately, I did not record that, but all I did was measure between each leg and cut each piece of wood according to that distance. I then secured each piece with 3-inch deck screws. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, you guys, bye.